Hi friends, welcome back to my cozy little corner of the internet. I'm really glad that you're here and I hope that you're well. Today is a bit of a different type of video. It is related to making videos. Today I'm going to show you my tech cabinet, I guess, and just talk about cameras, talk about recording stuff, as long as I feel like it and as long as you are relaxing. It's going to be very little plot, but a lot of vibes, and I'm just really excited to talk to you about my cameras, my lenses, what I use to record, blah blah blah. If you want a bit more of a structured video, I have a video on how I make ASMR videos on my channel. Some of the software I use has changed. I use a different camera now, but overall the process is pretty much still the same, and the recommendations are also still the same, I guess. So if you want a little bit more structure, definitely watch that one. This is for vibes. Okay, this bamboo cabinet I actually got from FlexiSpot, who I want to talk about for a little bit. A little bit of context. FlexiSpot is a company that focuses on ergonomic home and office furniture. I've worked with them twice over the past 2 years, and I have their BS5 desk chair and their E7 Pro sit-standing desk. And honestly, getting ergonomic furniture changed the game for me. No more Quasimodo vibes, no more pains. I'm sitting at my desk quite a lot editing videos, and it's just a lot more comfortable. Now they reached out to me again saying, hey, we're 9 years old this year, we're doing a sale on the Dutch website, and we would love to send you some furniture. Would you be interested in this? And they sent me some links to a chair, and I was like, I don't have the space for a chair in my room or in my house, nor do I have any friends who have that, but I do work at a youth center, and the kids would just love a comfortable lounge chair. Because I am a little bit cheeky, I did look on their website and asked for a piece of furniture that I had my eye on, and it is a bamboo cabinet, and they were like, yeah, we can send you that, and then also the chair for the youth center. So I got a new bamboo cabinet, and the kids at work got this new phenomenal Lotus lounge chair. It was so easy to set up, it is so comfortable. We're gonna have a wonderful time hanging out in that one. I'm only gonna take meetings in that one. And if you are on the market for some new ergonomic furniture, there's an anniversary sale going all throughout August, so definitely check out their website and keep an eye on what furniture has what discount when. I highly recommend all of the items I just mentioned. I've had my chair and desk a long time now, and I can tell you I would recommend. So thank you FlexiSpot for working with me, and from the kids at work, thanks so much. So thanks to them, I now have a bit more of a better organized place for all my audio stuff and video stuff. So I'm gonna talk you through my little tech cabinet. I don't have a name for her yet, so if you have any ideas, definitely let me know. So the way that I have sectioned this off, I'm still working on it because I haven't had this for that long. I used to store my tech and recording stuff kind of all over my room. I have bed drawers where I would keep stuff, and then I did have some shelving here where I kept some stuff, and I had a desk drawer. It was just getting very chaotic, so I wanted everything in one place. I do now have a drawer, desk drawer, where I keep work stuff, so my laptop, hard drives, headphones, things like that, but that's just for editing, office type of stuff. This is purely for recording audio and video and all the accessories. So in this basket we mostly have accessories. In this basket we have recording stuff, and then here I have my cameras, lenses, and the microphone that I use most of the time. Here you can see it a little bit better, I think. Let me move you around. And there we go, I hope. Let's start with this black box here, which is the only thing that's unrelated. So it's not fully tech, but I haven't found a place for this stuff yet. But I'll just quickly show you my incense and my tarot decks that I don't use that often. I like to light incense, and every now and again I pull a tarot card or an oracle card, and over the years I've been collecting some decks that I don't use that much, and I keep them in this box here, together with the incense, some lighters. I have a pendulum, I don't know, just random. And I keep it in this box mostly because my incense holder is here, and that's just easy to me in my brain. But I want to find another space for it and utilize this box for more tech stuff. But for now, this is fine. It's good. We're good. So I guess we should start with the camera that I usually use to film, because it's displayed right here. She's currently on a Studio ME Octopus tripod, and these are just really convenient if you want to, you know, be flexible in where you film. These are bendy, so you can hook this on a door if you want a top-down shot, or you can lower it or like get it into a corner. You can get really creative with this, so I always love an octopus tripod. Very light, sturdy. This is linked in my different video about all the gear that I use. And I also have a smaller one, but it's in the accessory basket. Now for my camera, I just want to preface this by saying that you do not need any of this to make ASMR videos, okay? I truly believe that it's more about what you're saying than the gear that you're using for anything, for that matter. I just love cameras and audio gear, and just the nerd in me really comes out. Me and my dad really bond over this type of stuff, so I'm just really enjoying exploring things like this. When I started my channel, I used my iPhone, and then I bought the Nikon Z30 camera. It's an APS-C camera, and eventually I bought a lens for it, but I just felt a little bit limited. I don't know, I didn't really like that camera for long term, and I wanted to do a long-term investment. So in December, I think it was, I really invested. I got the Sony A7C II. This is my baby. This is a full frame camera, and it was definitely an investment, but I am so happy with this. There are a couple of things that I don't love. The biggest thing being the stabilization, which I think is a common full frame camera issue. This is a very compact photo and video camera. I really like it because it does have an electronic viewfinder, and it's just incredibly easy to use. I love the full frame look. I was really excited to get my hands on this, and I'm very thankful that I had the means to do so. Just the body itself is very compact, but you know, the moment you put a lens on it, it becomes a little bit more chunky. And that's mostly because full frame lenses aren't that compact, and there aren't that many. I would say I'm personally a bit sad about the amount of choice there is in the full frame Sony market right now, but it all depends on what your needs are, of course. So this little hybrid beast, honestly, she has 33 megapixels. You can film up to 60 frames per second in 4K, can connect her to Wi-Fi and transfer files through my computer if I want to, or my phone. What I really like about this one is that it's a full frame, which means that the sensor is bigger than in an APS-C camera. This means that it kind of mimics the 35mm film camera, and it performs a lot better in low light situations. And making ASMR videos, I often find myself in low light situations. You definitely don't need a full frame camera to film ASMR. The lens can do a lot for you. Even in an APS-C camera, it's not that deep, blah blah blah. It's just, I really like this. I really like Sony colors, and so I love working in the Sony ecosystem. What I really like is that you can attach microphones here without cables in the hot shoe. That'll be my next purchase probably, because that just is so comfortable. It's phenomenal that that's even a possibility. It only has one SD card slot, which is fine for me, but if you use this professionally, I don't think that's handy. It's always nice to have a backup SD card. But I really like these dials. Is that what you call it? I don't even know. But you have 1, 2, and 3 on here, and that means that you can program your settings and just switch. So because I don't love the stabilization on this, it really depends on the lens that you have as well. Because I don't love the stabilization, I like to change my settings. So when I film an ASMR video, I usually will have it set on 1. And for me, those settings, what does that mean? Let me show you. I always film in 25p, shutter speed 1/50, f-stop I manually change, and then I use a picture profile, and I think it's S-Cinetone. Yeah, I always use S-Cinetone. I like that color palette for videos. But because when I want to film handheld, I don't love the stabilization and I don't want to manually change all my settings all the time, I can switch to 2 and it will change my shutter speed, my ISO, and what else? I don't remember, but it's really easy to switch it around if I am switching from filming on a tripod to handheld. And then I will stabilize it using Catalyst Browse, which is a separate program on your computer. It's from Sony and for Sony footage, and then you can stabilize it so that the footage is not very clunky. And that's a way that I solve my stabilization issues. The camera is really quiet as well, which I found very important. Sony has a full frame vlogging camera, which is a lot lighter as well. I think it's 100 grams lighter than this one. This is over half a kilogram, which is not crazy, but like I said, when you add a lens, it just adds weight immediately. That one is a little lighter. It has better stabilization, but it can overheat, and because I do film in closed off environments in low light, that just didn't seem to be the best answer for me, because I'd have to get a cooling fan that makes noise. It's ASMR, so I did try to keep that in mind. But I mainly got this camera because I wanted a camera for my ASMR videos, and that would last me a long time. I will happily use this, hopefully, for the next 10 years, you know? It's so solid, it's beautiful, it works really, really well. The quality is great. It has beautiful photography specs as well. And because it has that viewfinder as well, that makes it a little bit easier to take photos. It has these little thingies so you can attach a strap. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just the love of my life, honestly. And then I have a couple of lenses. I feel like the quality of the lens can more easily make or break a video, whereas the body and the specs of the body, not as much. I will explain to you. The first lens that I want to show you is the one that I use to film most of my videos. and it is the Samyang 35mm f1.8. On the lens I have a black mist filter, quarter stop diffusion, and I'll explain what all of this means. A 35mm lens is kind of a standard photography lens. It's just a beautiful distance from the camera where you can still be in frame and have it not be warped, because the wider the lens, the more kind of warped and dramatic your shot will be. This is just very straightforward. The proportions are, I would say, most accurate to what you're seeing with your eyes if you're focusing straight ahead. I just really like a 35mm, and f1.8 means that it lets in a lot of light. So the f-stop, the lower the number, the more light it lets in, and that is for ASMR videos very important. It also means that you get more bokeh. So in most of my videos I have some fairy lights hanging down and you'll get these beautiful little round circles. That's bokeh. It blurs the background so much, and that to me is just beautiful and creates a lovely cozy atmosphere, which is what I love in videos. And I just don't need to bump up my ISO too high or use a big studio light to film because of that 1.8 f-stop. I can manage pretty well in my videos. No one has complained yet. Then I also have a black mist filter, and that kind of softens the video, so lights will be a little bit more diffused, so it will be a bit vaguer, if that makes sense. It can kind of soften your skin, but not that much. And that's not something that I specifically want. I just wanted that light to be diffused and just the extra vibes, and I really like it. I pretty much always keep it on. And then I also have a vlogging lens because I do make vlogs on my second channel. Sometimes I will film an ASMR video with this one, but not that often. This is the Viltrox 20mm 2.8 lens. It's another prime lens, so it's just 20mm. You can't zoom in or out, and I think this is just the perfect distance. When I use active stabilization is a setting here on the camera. When you turn that on, it makes it even more stable, but it crops in a little bit. And with the 20mm lens, I am not worried about cutting too much out of the frame, so I can easily turn on and off the stabilization and still have a good view. The shape of the lens is maybe a little bit weird, but that is because I have two filters on here. First of all, I have a variable ND filter, which you can kind of see, I guess, how visible the lens is. You can kind of see this as sunglasses for your lens. If you're filming in bright environments, you have to change your exposure settings a lot. And to make it a bit easier on myself, I got an ND filter because I'm walking around my room, which is very bright, and then I'm in the kitchen where it's a little darker, or I'm outside where it's even brighter. I can just change my ND filter, play around with my settings in that way. And then I also have the black mist filter on here. And then the little lens cap. And these are kind of the more compact lenses within full frame systems right now, and personally I still think that this is quite chunky for vlogging lenses. Whenever I watch a YouTube video about people recommending vlogging gear and whatever, they're always popping out these big 16-35 G Master 2 Sony lenses, and they're huge. And when I vlog, I just want something compact actually that I can kind of just chuck in my bag. And I think this is just the perfect distance. I want to get the most use that I can out of this camera, so the second that they come out with a pancake lens that is like 20 millimeters or something, that is compact enough, I will be on that shit. I would love that. Generally, I would love it if they had more 20 to 70 millimeter options, or 20 to 50 or 16 to 50. There aren't that many zoom lenses out there, I feel like. Especially if you want them to still have low light performance. So yeah. Then my final lens is the Sony, it's the kit lens. It's the 28 to 70 OSS full frame lens. So this one does zoom from 28 millimeters to 70 millimeters, and it's f3.5 to 5.6. which means that it lets in a little less light, so it's less convenient to have this in dark environments. I just have this lens as a versatile option when I'm shooting B-roll, or if I'm shooting stuff at work or wherever else. I got this one on MPB, which I love their website. It's not sponsored by them. I wish they would sponsor me, truly. I got this for 164 euro, which is a steal for a full frame lens, and I think that that was very worth it. Generally, that is my only Sony lens. I have third-party lenses, the Viltrox and the Samyang, just because they're more affordable and they have great specs. I watched a lot of reviews. I love Christopher Frost, Mark Bennett, and Gerald Undone. Specifically, their reviews are always very honest, very blunt, and camera reviews and tech reviews are also like, it's a little YouTube rabbit hole that I love to get into sometimes. So yeah, that's my camera and my lenses, and I keep them stored here. Usually I will have a lens on the camera, but for now I'll keep it like this. Then I also have this Rode microphone that I can clip onto the camera. I got this on Marketplace for 20 euro. This was bright red and I made it black just with a marker. It's a fine mic. It's nothing too crazy. And then here we have my girl, the Blue Yeti microphone. It's a USB microphone that I use to film most of my videos, or record most of my ASMR videos on. It's just a classic. She has a little bit of nail polish glitter on the side here, and yeah, I just feel like I've tried many microphones and this is just a steady one. It's perfectly fine, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm happily still using this. Alright, so then we've got our baskets here, and I'm just gonna kind of quickly show you what's in here. In this basket, I keep all my recording stuff, so most of my audio gear is in here. So for example, this microphone that I just showed you goes in that basket, but I also have a second Blue Yeti. This one I keep without the stand because sometimes I like to record handheld ASMR and it's just really nice to have this on hand. So yeah, I keep that in there as well. Then if I want to use an XLR microphone, which means that it goes into an interface, it has a lot less white noise, I will use this microphone. This is the SE2200, and I usually mostly use this to record music and stuff, or the occasional ASMR video, but I didn't buy it for that purpose. This is bought years ago for music, but I keep that in there as well. Then I have my Rode wireless go-to microphones in here. It's these ones. Sometimes I will use these for ASMR, but they're mostly for vlogs, and I love them. They have two microphones and a receiver, and it comes in this little pouch, so I always keep that pouch in there as well. Then I have this little IKEA box where I have that microphone, the SE2200, and I also have my interface, the microphone stand, and some cables that come with it here. So this is just kind of my music recording home studio stuff. And then I've got the Blue Yeti cable, and I have a shock mount for the Blue Yeti. I don't love this one, but I have it, so it lives in here. And then last but not least, the camera that I'm filming on, I do keep in this box, just because it comes in this little case. I'm filming on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's a very small compact camera. It has a gimbal, and I got the kit. I also got this on MPB. So MPB is a secondhand tech site where I first bought this DJI Osmo Pocket and then later the camera lens, and I love them so much. Truly, always try to see if you can buy your gear secondhand. It's so much more affordable and more sustainable to do. And even though it's a tax write-off for me, I still chose to get it secondhand because the prices were going up so high that it was just cheaper to get it secondhand than to get it new and have it be a tax write-off. And just for sustainability reasons, I also feel like, I don't know, I just feel better about it. There are already so many cameras out in the world and existing in the world. If you can give them a new home, that's great, you know, but whatever floats your boat. It comes in this little case with some accessories, and I just keep everything together. And in here, sometimes I will keep my DJI just ready and at hand if I'm already in the middle of a vlog or something, but usually I just keep everything together. The Osmo Pocket itself also has this little protective case. It came with this microphone, which is the DJI Mic 2. It automatically connects, and it has internal recording, which is really nice. I don't know, maybe you can see a little red light on me. That's because I'm also doing an internal recording of this in case something goes wrong with the audio, and I really like that it can do that. This little case is a little bit inconvenient, but I'm not gonna buy a new case for it. It comes with a wide angle lens adapter. I'm gonna put it on. It will kind of widen the view. I attach it on this side. I'm gonna come close to you. You see how you can see a little bit more on the sides here? You can see the edge of the cabinet, and then when I take it off, it's gone. You know? So that's fun. I rarely use that. And then I also have this little black mist filter and an ND filter. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. So I can twist this and it will get darker. And it's nice when I'm outside and filming. But it's all very tiny and precise work. So it's not my favorite thing, but it works. And then last but not least, we have accessories. So this takes up a lot more space than I had expected it to, but I use quite a lot of accessories to film. Makes my workflow easier. It adds a lot. So this is what I've accumulated over the years. I first have these tripods. They are the octopus tripods. This one is quite nice to attach to the DJI camera, but I got this one like 5 years ago for my camera, for my phone, and I just still have it. And then this is a sturdier one that I mentioned earlier that I usually use for my camera. This is also where I keep my Blue Yeti mic stand because I'm not gonna throw it away and I have no other place to put it. I have like these sun caps for the lenses and extra lens caps in here as well. And some microphone accessories. We've got the fluffy mic cover and we've got the foam mic cover in here. I've got some bolts that I can attach to tripods and etc. So I can attach microphones. Little phone clamps for on tripods. And then I have the cases for my ND filters and my black mist filters. I bought all of them on K&F. They're from K&F, and so they are all the same type of box, and I just like to keep them here for if I'm traveling. And then I have some cables in here, and then also some tripod like plates, quick release plates for my camera tripod. I can attach it to the bottom of my camera and just get it in and out of the tripod stand. And that kind of rounds up most of the accessories. And the last one that I want to talk about, I also got a couple months ago. This is just a really fun thing to have, honestly. The Ulanzi SCO2 suction mount, and you can attach this to a mirror or to a car if you want to, or a window, and you can get really creative with camera angles. I made a video a while ago where I showed a self-care night in my life, and I attached this to the mirror in the bathroom to film the bathroom scene, and it worked wonders. This thing is so sturdy. I have not attached it to my car, nor will I ever, but this is really cool if you want to get top-down shots. Sometimes I attach it to my closet mirror or to a window, and you just get such creative angles. I love it, and it works amazingly well. And it's in this little bag. Alright, that concludes my little tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed the yapping. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will gladly see you in my next video. Here's a forehead kiss. Bye!